Lauren, and welcome to week 34. First symptoms this week, kind of the same old, same old. Heartburn is still continuing to affect me. Let's see, swelling. My ankles are pretty swollen by the end of the day. In fact, the other weekend I had to go out and do something that I never thought I would do. I bought some Crocs. Honestly, guys, none of my shoes fit me anymore. Like, if I wear them for a while. I have like all these cute little slip-ons, little flats, and my feet are like pouring out of them. And they leave this horrible, uncomfortable indent in my feet. So, yes, I went out and I bought some Crocs. I did it. I bit the bullet. But they're so comfortable. Like, I think I'm converted. I really like my Crocs. So yeah, that continues to be a symptom, although when I go to sleep and then I wake up in the next day, the swelling is gone. So therefore my doctors are not concerned about it. It's kind of when the swelling is continuous and sticks around is when they get concerned. My blood pressure is awesome as well, always has been, so not worried about it yet. It's just uncomfortable, the swelling after a long day on my feet. As far as other symptoms, I'm just continuing to be uncomfortable, feeling really big, and he's still just really high up, all up in my ribs, all up in my lungs. So yeah, it's just hard to breathe. I get winded really easily. I feel like I've mentioned all of these things before. And a new symptom, I guess kind of a symptom, is I got my first stretch marks on my stomach. So that's fun. You'll be able to see those when I show you the belly at the end of this video here. I did have an appointment today. Today's actually Monday, which is my day off. I'm 34 weeks and 1 day pregnant, that means. But yes, for those of you that don't know, because I do have type 1 diabetes, I'm automatically a high-risk pregnancy. So starting 2 weeks ago at 32 weeks, I am going in twice weekly. Mondays consist of a BPP ultrasound, which is a biophysical profile. Again, they're looking for 4 main things. Baby practice breathing in the womb, practice fetal breathing, movements, tone, and then fluid level. And then also on Monday, I have an NST, a non-stress test, where they hook me up to the monitors. They measure baby's heart rate and any contractions that I'm having. So that appointment is on Monday, and then on Thursday, my appointment is another NST and then just a regular OB checkup follow-up. So yes, today's ultrasound and appointment was a little bit different because he was sleeping, like he was so lazy. My husband Teddy and I were waiting to be called back. We were in the waiting room just like watching my belly, and he was literally just bouncing off the walls in there, going crazy. So we were expecting the BPP to go pretty quickly and for him to pass, you know, all those 4 things that they're looking for. And I laid down, they're starting the ultrasound, and he is just like silent in there, just not even moving. We finally did, I kind of moved around a little bit, laid on my left side, and he did pass. They did see all those 4 things and everything, but yeah, he was just really lazy in there. And then I went into a different room for the NST, and again, same thing, he was just lazy. They give me a little, little button doohickey thing to push every time I feel him move. And it had been like 15 minutes and just like no movements. I'm drinking cold water, and then finally he wakes up and, you know, doing his normal crazy self. But they weren't too concerned. You know, finally he did get to start moving there. But yeah, and of course they go through their awake and resting period, so they weren't concerned. It was just a little funny and a little out of character for Mr. Cade here. At next Monday's appointment, my next ultrasound, BPP and everything, it'll be a growth ultrasound as well, where they measure the upper arm bone, the femur, and then the abdomen, maybe like the head circumference. They measure a couple different areas on the body, and then they can tell you a size estimate, a weight and length and everything. So that'll be interesting to see where he's measuring. Again, at 32 weeks, he was an already estimated 5 pounds and 3 ounces. I think that was the 97th percentile. So we're gonna have to see where he's at, I guess, 3 weeks later, and to compare his growth. Now, I asked my maternal fetal medicine doctor today kind of what the game plan would be as far as delivery and when they would make a decision. And she said, obviously with the twice weekly monitoring, we will just continue to monitor his growth. But then she said at 39 weeks, if my cervix is favorable, which means it's kind of making some changes, my body is doing it on its own already, maybe effacing, so thinning out, or just a favorable cervix, softening, ripening, things like that, then they would consider an induction. However, at 39 weeks, if I'm not really showing any signs of doing anything on my own, that usually means an induction would not work. It would be a failed induction, typically end up in a C-section, which obviously we want to avoid. So she said at that point, if that were to be the case, that she would let me go, you know, into my 39th week. However, they won't let me go past my due date. For a reason being because the placenta can actually just start to break down a little bit, especially with diabetic mothers. So she obviously stressed that it would be ideal if my body went into labor naturally, but we're just gonna kind of take it week by week here and see what the plan will be towards the end. There are some things that I have personally started to do to kind of help my body prepare, and kind of obviously I'm trying to do everything that I can in my power to have a favorable outcome for labor and delivery. So one of the things is drinking red raspberry leaf tea. So I've been brewing, I think I'm at 2 cups now a day. I started out with 1 cup, probably I think 2 weeks ago, and now I'm up to 2 cups a day. And then I'll probably start drinking 3 cups a day here soon. What else? I have a birthing ball, exercise ball, that I try to bounce on as often as possible. And then another thing that I'm doing is I'm trying to eat 6 dates a day. Now obviously these things, there's like some controversy around some of them. Some of them are like old wives' tales, but you know what? If they're gonna help, then cool. I don't know. I'm gonna do them. So judge me all you want, but I'm doing them. Another thing that my husband, Teddy, and I did is that we took a parenting class. It was on Sunday, yesterday. It was an all-day class. It was 10 to 5, and it was like their all-in-one express, just parenting 101. That kind of touched on the basics of a little bit of everything, including labor and delivery, like the actual birthing process, pain management, breastfeeding, and then newborn care, you know, diapering, bathing, swaddling, things like that. It was really, really nice. For me, it was kind of more of like a refresher and just kind of reiterated some points that I may have already researched on, or just things that I knew in general. For those of you that don't know, I work at a daycare in the little baby room. So I do take care of babies all day long, but of course I've never gone through labor or birth or breastfeeding before, so those are all things that are going to be really new to me. Then it was nice for Teddy to kind of have a recap of everything as well, and we watched some informative videos, and it was just kind of nice for us to be on the same page with everything. So that was really fun. After our class yesterday, we went to the state fair. The Minnesota State Fair is a huge fair in the Midwest. I don't really know what the stats are as far as like the size of it compared to other state fairs, but I know it's one of the biggest ones in the Midwest here. So we went to that for the evening, and that was a lot of fun. Ate a lot of awesome food. Actually, it was like almost 90 units of insulin worth of food, but it was totally worth it. One thing that I did finish this week, which I feel really good about, is prepping and washing all of his cloth diapers. Yes, we are going to cloth diaper this baby boy. We've got a stash of, I believe, 33 diapers, which is a pretty good start. I'd like a couple more, but it's a good start for now. And let's see, about half of them were used, were pre-loved. So I did a strip and a bleach soak, and then I washed all of them through like 3 or 4 times in the main wash cycle there. And then I dried them and stuffed the pockets and folded them all up, and they're all in the drawer ready to go in his dresser. So I did film a lot of that, and I'm going to edit that together and make you guys a video just on how I prepped and got all of his cloth diapers ready, so watch out for that soon. For Mr. Cade's growth and development on the Baby Center app, he's about the size of a cantaloupe, and I said, so are Mama's ankles. That's how I'm feeling. Baby now weighs about 4 3/4 pounds, which Cade is bigger than that. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see what he is weighing or estimated at for next week. He's almost 18 inches long. Fat layers, which will help regulate body temperature once he is born, are filling out, making him a little bit more rounder, which he has some chunky cheeks. I will insert an ultrasound picture right here for you guys to see. Just the cutest little cheeks. I can't wait to kiss them. Skin is smoother than ever. Central nervous system is maturing, and her lungs are continuing to mature as well. Babies born between 34 and 37 weeks have no other health problems, generally do fine outside of the womb. So I'm just really thankful that we have made it to this point. Really grateful about that. In the long run, they usually do as well as full-term babies. That's really reassuring to hear. I'm going to go ahead and show you the 34-week belly. All right, here he is. Large and in charge. I just feel really round. Just really big. Here he is. My belly button that is going to disappear, and my stretch marks. Can you see them? Can you see them? There's a couple down there. They're kind of like a purple color, which is why I thought there were veins at first, but no. I think that's about it for this week, you guys. Thank you again so much for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers, which is crazy. You guys rock. I will talk to you guys in my next video. See ya. Mwah.